These are the names, Mecham Mamre, of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, Israel, along with their households. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Zebulun, Issachar, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Asher, Gad. The total number of people born to Jacob was 70. Then Joseph died, he and his brothers and his sister, and that entire generation. But the Israelites were fruitful and prolific. They grew dramatically so that the land was filled with them. But a new king came to power in Egypt who didn't know Joseph. He said to his people, "The Israelite people are now larger in number and stronger than we are. Come on, let's be smart with them and deal with them. Otherwise, they'll only grow in number. And then, in the case of a war, they'll join our enemies and fight against us and escape from the land." So, as a result, the Egyptians put foremen of forced work gangs over the Israelites to harass them with hard labor.
Don't break.
The more they were oppressed, the more the Israelites grew and spread, so that the Egyptians began to look upon the Israelites with disgust and dread. So the Egyptians enslaved the Israelites, made their lives miserable with hard labor, making mortar and bricks, doing field work, and all other kinds of work that they forced upon them. The king of Egypt, Pharaoh, said to two Hebrew midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, "When you are helping the Hebrew women give birth and you see the baby being born, if it's a boy, kill it. If it's a girl, let her live." Now, the midwives respected God. They didn't obey Pharaoh's order. They let the baby boys live. So Pharaoh called the midwives to him again and said, Why are you doing this? Why are you letting the baby boys live?" And Shiphrah and Puah said to Pharaoh, "Because Hebrew women aren't like Egyptian women. They're vigorous. They give birth before we can even get there." So God treated the midwives well, and the people kept on multiplying and became very strong. And because the midwives respected God, God gave them households of their own. Then Pharaoh gave an order to all his people, "Throw every baby boy born to the Hebrews into the Nile River. But you can let the girls live." Now a man from Levi's household, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, married a Levite woman, and she became pregnant, and she gave birth to a son. And she saw that he was healthy and beautiful. So she hid him for 3 months. And when she couldn't hide him any longer, she took a reed basket and she sealed it with black tar, and she placed the child in the basket and set the basket among the reeds at the riverbank. The child's older sister stood watch nearby at the riverbank to see what would happen to him. Pharaoh's daughter came down to the river to bathe while her women servants walked alongside the river. And she saw the basket among the reeds, and she sent one of her servants to bring it to her. She opened it. She saw the child. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This must be one of the Hebrew children. And then the baby's sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, would you like me to find one of the Hebrew women to nurse the child for you? And Pharaoh's daughter agreed, yes, do that. So the girl went and called the child's own mother. And she came, and Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take this child and nurse it for me, and I'll pay you for your work. So the woman, his mother, took the child and nursed it. And after he had grown up, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her own. She named him Moshe, Moses, because she said, I pulled him, Moshe, from the water.